Hi, this is Joe Steadman. I'm coming to you today live from my wife's RV on location down here at Fort Stewart, Georgia. So if you don't know anything about my situation, my wife is active duty military. She's an Army nurse. And with the recent coronavirus, they're on lockdown. So she's working at the hospital and she's one of those essential personnel. She tries to come home on the weekends, but often she can't. And so I'll do the 3-hour drive. Me and the kids are living 3 hours away at our permanent home up in a different part of Georgia. But I'll drive down here and spend the week with her, or a couple days. And so I thought, well, if I'm down here, what should I do when she's at work all day? And other than watching TV and stuff, I'm a board gamer, right? So I brought a solitaire board game. The game I'm going to review today is a GMT game, Skies Above the Reich, and we'll talk about that. We'll get into some details. But I'm not a big proponent of solitary gaming unless the game is designed to be played solitaire. I can think of very few exceptions, maybe you can think of some, where a game is a multiplayer game and there's some solitaire rules that are thrown in. Now this game was designed purposely to be played solitaire. And it gets away from some of the problems of the early solitaire games, which is scripted play, and you just kind of play, and you don't have a lot of decisions to make, but you can still have fun. You kind of build a narrative or a story. I think of Ambush is one of those, World War II game, Patton's Best, B-17 Queen of the Skies. Now this is actually the inverse or the opposite of B-17 Queen of the Skies, where you play a crew of B-17 crew trying to survive your 25 missions. In this game, you are playing the Germans. You're the baddies. Ooh, the baddies. You get to play the baddies. But you are controlling a squadron or a staff, or a Staffe, I don't know how to pronounce that, of German fighters, and you're trying to scramble and stop or do as much damage as you can to the B-17 fortresses that are flying over Germany. You are the ceiling to the iron ceiling that's protecting the Reich. So I'll talk about this game. I'm not going to go, this is not a how to play the game. It's going to be an overview and my thoughts. First off, this game comes with a lot of stuff. The production quality, like all modern GMT stuff, is amazing. It's got wood blocks by the dozens, nice quality stickers, hard mounted boards, player aids like you can't believe, dice, stacks of cards that you're going to use that are high quality, not little flimsy little cards. It's even got a log book that you write on that's got, you track your individual pilots and your Staffe, or your squadron. As you gain experience and you upgrade your pilots, there's campaign game where you can start at 1942 and go all the way till the end of the war, and each season of the campaign is a certain amount of missions that you have to complete. There's different aircraft, but basically you're playing 109s, and you can get other planes that will help you out through random tables where you're going to roll, and there's a lot of chart referencing, but the charts are very intuitive. This game it's programmed play, which means you don't read a big fat rule book and try to figure out this game. You literally, it's like I don't know how to explain it. You open up the rule books and right away it says, start looking at charts. And then it says, do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, and it walks you through exactly what you need to do. And even for a dumb guy like me, I had a pretty easy time setting this up and playing within a half an hour to 45 minutes. And that's including punching all the pieces out, applying the stickers, trying to figure out what's going on. But you're going to need a nice sized table to play this. I'm playing in my wife's RV, so there's kind of limited space. So I've got stuff spread everywhere. Kind of inconvenient, but it's fun. I'm sitting here, I'm playing this Skies Over the Reich. I've got my phone sitting over there, and I'm at the same time listening to some Dice Tower episodes. Got the fan blowing. It's a beautiful day down here in Georgia, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend it during this coronavirus. So, well, besides fishing. Okay, let's zoom in, kind of look at the basic gameplay. Not an in-depth how to play, but a basic gameplay and some of the components. Okay, you can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm going to try to do my best to record it in my limit. I forgot a couple of my lenses at home, so you know, you have this board here that's going to keep track of your game turns, the fate track. Let me see if I can focus that in a little bit better. All right, where do I start? So there's the Escort Display. This is where you're going to put your enemy or your American planes, which are technically good guys or bad guys. I don't know. Where they're going to have an impact on the game. Over here is where you're going to track your actual game turns and the fate boxes. This is your fighters when they get damaged. You're going to put them on this charts here, and you're going to roll. It's going to tell you what's going on, how many turns you have, how many impulses. Look at these things I got going on here. So those are all the different wooden pieces. These little blue markers are a cool way to track your level. So you're gonna be able to put this. You know, you're flying low. You're flying at the same level. Check this out. Now you're flying high. So it's pretty neat the way that works out. The maps are hard stock. They're double-sided. There's 2 big maps. Now the map itself, and there's other YouTube videos that you can watch in the gameplay of this. I'm just kind of showing you the cool graphics. And you know, there's these boxes, and that's the way the Americans would protect themselves. This is the early war, so their boxes aren't set yet. But these little numbers, these little watermarks are how dangerous it is going to be for your planes to fly through these boxes. You know, as you come through, you're going to roll dice. You're going to line yourselves up in these different positioning areas on the edges of the map. You got to excuse the zooming and the focus. I'm sorry about that. But you know, this is where you're going to line up your fighters, and they're going to come in. And each turn, there's a sequence where you just go down, bam, bam, bam. It's in the chart what you can do. It comes with all these different charts and stuff. The rule book is huge, but it's like the charts will tell you what page to turn in the rules if you have questions. There's advanced rules where you can track down bombers that have been shot, that are trailing. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So wow, you get a lot of stuff with this game. It's got lots of replayability because of the randomness. You got a lot of these logs that you can play. I'm going to do the whole campaign. I'm going to have fun with this. It's going to take me a few weeks, I think, to complete. You can do one mission in an hour or less, maybe half an hour once you understand the rules. But there's multiple missions per year, and then for the whole war. See if any of my pilots can survive. And the pilots are alphabetical, you know, Adamant, Bauer, Cloud. It starts with the alphabetical letters. So we'll see how many of my guys survive. It'd be kind of neat. And then see how experienced they are by the end of the war. So it's kind of neat to play a game. I guess I love B-17 Clean the Skies. It was one of my favorite games as a younger guy. I played it many, many times. I remember the bomber. The Little Stinker 2 was the name of the plane, because Little Stinker 1 got shot down, but Little Stinker 2 made it through the whole thing. And by the end, I think I had 3 members of the crew that were original crew members. But I love that game, and I love the narrative that went along with it. I've been playing this for not that long now, but it's already starting to build that narrative. There's a few pilots where I have to make decisions when I roll up with a mission and the variable things. And I get to make decisions like, what pilots am I going to send on this mission? Do I want to send my aces or a couple of my replacement pilots? But it'd be a spread, because I want to spread out that experience. I want to build up my squadron to have a good basis of experience. Oh, and then there's escort fighters coming over here, and I get to decide which angle I want to come in. The sun's a factor, which way the sun is coming on, and there's randomness. It's a lot of fun, and it was kind of neat. Just as I played, and I was flipping over cards, in my mind's eye, I was picturing my Mitterschmitt flying through that squadron, trying to break up that box, and flipping over that token, and nothing. I just scraped that wing, and I can see the B-17 crew. Oh, and you can see the bullets, you know, ripping through the fuselage, and nobody got hit. So I'm an American, so I'm kind of rooting for the plane not to get shot down, but I'm playing the Germans, so at the same time I'm trying to shoot the plane down. I had a blast. I'm sitting here by myself, literally laughing out loud at times because of things that happened, and biting my nails because of planes that were damaged, and I'm hoping they don't crash or get blown up, because you resolve that at the end. Highly recommend this game. It's well worth the investment, and pick up a copy from GMT. Thanks.